Picture this. You're standing on 160 acres of central Nebraska prairie. The government just gave you the land for free. You're a 35-year-old Civil War veteran. The catch is you have to build a house on it within 6 months. There's no wood for 100 miles. No stone. The nearest sawmill is 200 miles away. You have $12 in your pocket. Winter is in 90 days. Daniel Freeman did this on January 1st, 1863, in Beatrice, Nebraska. He was the first man in American history to file under the Homestead Act. 500,000 families would follow him, and every one of them would build their first house out of dirt. Abraham Lincoln signed the Homestead Act on May 20th, 1862. It promised 160 acres of free public land to any adult citizen who would farm it for 5 years. By the time the program ended, 1.6 million Americans had filed claims. 270,000 of them succeeded. Most were poor. Most were immigrants, freed slaves, war veterans, and widows. They were people who had never owned anything in their lives. Most of what we know about how people lived inside these houses comes from one man. His name was Solomon Butcher. He was a failed homesteader who picked up a camera in 1886 and spent the next 14 years driving a wagon across Custer County, Nebraska, photographing every sod house he could find. He took 1,500 pictures. Families standing in front of their dirt walls in their Sunday clothes, children on porches made of mud, women holding chickens, old men leaning on their oxen. I've held one of his glass plates at the Library of Congress. The detail is impossible. You can see the seams between the sod blocks. You can see the newspaper a woman pasted to her interior walls to make the inside feel like home. Inside a sod house, the temperature was 40 degrees more bearable than outside. In a Nebraska January, when the air was 20 degrees below, the sod kept the inside near freezing, but survivable. In an August afternoon at 110 degrees, the sod kept the inside cool. The walls were too thick to burn. The roof leaked when it rained, and sometimes a snake fell out of the ceiling onto the kitchen table. Everyone learned to live with it. A sod house lasted 7 to 12 years before the walls started slumping and you had to rebuild. Many families lived in 3 or 4 of them across one lifetime. On January 12, 1888, the schoolhouse blizzard hit the plains. The temperature in central Nebraska dropped from 41 degrees above zero to 20 degrees below in less than 3 hours. The sky went black at noon. 235 people died, most of them children walking home from prairie schoolhouses. A homesteader in Custer County gave birth to her child alone inside her sod house that day. Her husband was 20 miles away buying winter supplies and would not return for 3 days. She had no doctor. She had no neighbor within walking distance. The walls were 30 inches of frozen earth, and they held. Both she and the baby survived because of dirt. If this story moved you, subscribe so the next one finds you. The houses are gone. The families are gone. We are the only ones still telling these stories. Westbound Archive, every week.